The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. No Scott tonight. It's a two-man crew. It's me and Mookie holding down the fort. Mookie, how you feeling, man?
You know, honestly, I think this about sums it up.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.
No clue what's happening over here, man. Like, this is unprecedented times. Like, we even did the work and try to get ourselves a third tonight. By the way, congratulations to the Barr family, because Matt was going to join us, and then was his sister-in-law went into labor.
Yes.
So
yes.
Matt's
He's
not
an
even
uncle.
here, so it's
Uncle
just
Bob.
us two. And then before Mike signed on, I was sitting there at 7:45 going, what if Mike tries to punk me and just doesn't show up, and I have to take this shit live at 8 to keep the streak alive? Fuck, we got okay. Oh, see, look at that. It's a mess. It's already a mess.
Robert Taylor saying, I'm here headed home from work. He said he didn't do enough work. Robert Taylor texted me saying, I hate that you guys never asked me to fill in. And I told Robert Taylor, I was very honest with him and said, you were on my list. And then Sunday happened. And there was no way I was letting Robert Taylor sit here for an hour and a half and talk about the Chiefs beating the Bengals. So it wasn't happening, man. Like, if this was last week, yeah, you had a shot at it, but not this week, not after what happened Sunday. And whatever, it's fine. I'm not getting worked up, Mookie. It was a bad rivalry weekend for me. It was really bad. Like, hell is real Saturday night. Sure, it was a tie, but they played like crap. Like, they were just playing keep away. They were playing for the tie from the start of the game. Like, they just wanted to get the point, clinch, and move on. So it was a disappointing game to watch. North London Derby in the morning was terrible. Tottenham loses to Arsenal. Nativity versus Nativity, third and fourth grade game. We get waxed 5-1. And then I come home and I watch the Bengals blow it to the Chiefs in exactly how I said it would happen. And Robert Taylor could back me up. I texted him and said, I've seen this movie. Mahomes is going to get the ball back, go down the field. Butker is going to kick the field goal to win. I've seen it. Congratulations on the win. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Bad weekend. Gabe, you are right, though. ND did bring it together for us, Mookie.
But see, that even that was weird because it didn't feel real. Like, it was like, oh, and then there's another touchdown. It's like, I thought I was doing house chores and not playing college football 25. Like, what the hell is going on? My favorite part, though, was in the time it took us to leave our house and drive down to TQL for the game. Notre Dame put up 10 points. And, like, we don't live that far away for us to put up 10 points like nobody's business. Like, okay, nice. Where was that yesterday? Oh, nice. And Gabe saying he won a game in attendance. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like 1 in 12 now? Give or take?
Yeah, Gabe finally breaks the streak and wins a game that he's there for. Sarah saying she's getting her steps in at the kids' lax practice.
Nice.
That's a sport I want to get my boys into, lacrosse. Also, Steven saying, what's up to everyone whose team isn't ranked number one? Texas, hook them. They get number one.
Dude,
after
wheels.
Georgia survives. Man,
You know, but
I got to be honest, Mookie.
Kentucky plays them
I
tough.
thought Georgia was going to blow that game. I thought they were going to blow it. I wanted to see it so bad. I wanted to see it so bad.
I don't.
Right.
Like,
we could talk college football. We'll talk college
for the
football
show.
here in a
Let's save it
minute
for the
because
show,
there's a new Wise Guys rankings. Surprise shakeup in the Wise Guys playoff picture. Also, we got to talk about Tennessee and what they're doing. There's a conspiracy theory that I have to get to about Antonio Brown's Twitter account throwing up on the ball as the center. That's a fun thing. Plus,
I watched that
the Mets
so
going
times.
all in.
Like, it was out of. I analyzed, and part of the problem was the version of it I saw. They had like a Giants logo over the vomit, or who was it? Giants? That wasn't the Giants. whoever it was.
No, the Packers.
The Packers, right?
Packers.
They had the Packers logo over the guy puking, and I was like, "Where's the vomit? I can't see the vomit." And I realized like that they were censoring it. And then I got pissed and I had to find a different version of it. I mean, I was into it. I was like, "This is real football."
That's a football guy right there.
Let's
start off though with these beers that we're drinking tonight. Mookie, what is in your mug tonight? Rated on Caesar's scale, dog or no dog?
This one, it did not start off well because I waited till like 5 minutes pre-show to open it, cracked it, and it foamed and went everywhere. So like we're getting ready to go live. I'm like, all right, Mike, be right back because I gotta go get a friggin' towel. But it was worth it. It's called Hops and Robbers, and it's got a pretty cool vibe can that's gonna chroma key out. There you go.
I almost grabbed that one, Mook.
Oh,
I almost
shit.
grabbed that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Damn, we could have played that better.
It's got, I can't quite place the flavor. Like I was checking in here and it says malty and strong, and it is malty. There's something also like the hops. It says that it was smashed with Cascade. So I'm assuming that's what's giving him this funky vibe. And man, I'm all for it. So this dog started off a little bit like peed on my foot, and then we got to know each other a little bit, and we can hang.
Very nice.
Have you ever had a dog pee on your foot?
In the comments. I have had a dog pee on my foot.
Okay, cool.
It's not fun.
Not ideal.
Gabe is having High Pitch Mosaic IPA from High Wire Brewing, 6.7% ABV. He says it is a dog. Rex bringing that New Belgium Voodoo Ranger 1985 Mango IPA. That's a good beer, man. I love that one when I had it. 6.7%. He says it is a dog. Robert Taylor, who claimed he wanted to host, is not even at his house yet. He said he'll likely pop open a cold refreshing Modelo. Running low again since my normal connect is no longer around. The Modelo is a dog. Yeah, that's a shame when you've got a spot that you get your beers from and then they close down. Ugh. Yeah, Rex Scott he's all right. He's in Mexico. He's living it up. He's at an all-inclusive, drinking fancy drinks, hanging out on the beach.
Yeah, so
kidless, just living the dream.
Fuck him. Like, yeah, he's fine. Don't worry about it. Fuck him. Also, Sarah, I'm excited for you because she says when she gets home, she'll be drinking a Lagunitas little something, 7.5% hints of bubblegum, pineapple, light cider, and pine. Oh, cedar and pine. TBD on dogness. Sorry, I didn't mean to bias you, Sarah. I've had that a dozen times. It is awesome. I love Lagunitas. I have a little soft spot. We toured their brewery, pretty sweet place, plus huge dog brewery too. So they got to be a dog, right? You want to take Tyson's?
Mookie, how about Tyson's beer?
All right.
No, you got it.
I just wasn't sure what his. Whatever. He's weird with his logos. Tyson saying he's drinking a shaved peach sour ale, doggy style brewing. 6.9% ABV, doggy style. Yeah, walked right into that one because I was worried about this fucking seagull thing over here. Hold on.
I'm so glad I'm not the one that's called for this. I gotta be honest, Tyson needs to get a job at a brewery because he comes up with some good brewery and beer names that he makes up for the show. So the shaved peach sour ale that's well done, man. That's well
better
done.
For worse. It sounds good. It sounds good. I mean, I like a peach ale.
I prefer shaved peach.
Yeah, right.
But
if they're too hairy, you probably wouldn't.
Steven is drinking Old Reliable Mick Ultra. He's hydrating tonight. All I can have on keto. That's
fun fact. Mick Ultra is keto friendly. Good to know, man. Is it still keto friendly if I have 12?
It's an important distinction to make. What's the cutoff?
Right? Like, yeah, exactly. What point does it become just regular?
Yeah, then it's just a regular beer. Mookie, I'm drinking another one of the ones that you left here. This is Van Full of Weirdos Juicy IPA.
Yes!
It's from Refined Fool Brewing, 6.2%. Picked this one tonight just because of the name. It's super juicy. It is delicious. Absolute dog. Would crush multiple times. All right, if you haven't already, let us know in the comment section what you guys are drinking, whether or not is it a dog. All right, Mookie, let's start off with some NFL talk, I guess. surprises all around the league, dude. Like I don't know how your DraftKings account is looking after this weekend.
We look good.
I forgot to fill out the Craft Root Sports Pick'em this week, and I feel like I would have scored the exact same if I had filled out the Craft Root Sports Pick'em. Like, who would have guessed the Ravens and the Bengals are 0-2 to start the season, and that the Steelers are 2-0 after only scoring 1 touchdown in those 2 games? Like, this year already, the first 2 weeks are bananas. The Chiefs are 2-0, and if it wasn't for a pass interference call where the guy arrived a split second too late and a toe in the first game, they would be 0-2. Like, this season is already bananas. I don't know how anybody is picking anything correctly. Are you stacking on stacks in DraftKings over this past weekend?
Oh yeah, it was another great weekend. 72% return this weekend, so I'm feeling good, man. Again, just word of the wise, kids. Always check the bonus bet operations. Like, there's always money to be found there. Like, they were giving away free money out last night with was it Bijan and Saquon combining for 130 yards rushing at plus 100. Like, that's free cash. It's just laying around. You might as well pick it up, right? It's been weird though. It really has. Like, you always get that weirdness, like the Falcons. The Falcons don't surprise me, right? Like, they don't look great. They are 1-1, but they had all this hype coming into the season, and then for them to kind of come out flat that way is not surprising. But they're so.
It didn't surprise you that they beat the Eagles?
They didn't look.
Wait, hold on. You're not surprised that the Falcons beat the Eagles? It doesn't matter. They were supposed to get run by the Eagles, dude. Like, that wasn't supposed to be close. The Eagles were supposed to. First of all, it's Kirk Cousins in a primetime game. That automatically equals L right there. Like, right out of the gate, Kirk Cousins playing in primetime. That's a loss. And instead, the Cousins leads them on a drive to seal the game at the end. That's bananas to me. This whole season, nothing makes sense. Dogs are living with cats. Cats are living with dogs. The world as we know it is crumbling. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
I mean, yeah, that's one version of events. Like, I don't know. There's something here about the Haitian pet thing. I don't know, but I'm not clever enough to make the parallel and make the joke.
I wasn't trying to go with that. I butchered the line from Ghostbusters is what happened there.
Oh, yeah. Because that's, you're right. That's one storyline you could tell. The other one, honestly, and again, I didn't watch a ton last night, but I think, honestly, it just felt like the Eagles played down to the Falcons, then the Falcons beat the Eagles. That's more where I'm coming at it from. But there's weird shit happening all around. Like, well, no, I guess
Mookie, the Commanders are in first place in their division. The Commanders are in first place. This is not normal. Nothing is normal here. Like, this is a weird start to the year. And I get it. We're only 2 weeks in. And I'm overreacting. But it's the Commanders.
But except there was some hype around their quarterback play coming out of there. They had some good pieces. They had some situations that might fall favorably. Again, remember, they schedule every year based off where you finished last year, right? So when your division crosses over, third plays third, fourth plays fourth, right? So if you're fourth place in the AFC North, because that's a tough division, then you end up with an easy schedule like the Steelers, who can stumble and fall face first into 2 wins, right? It's you know what it is? The best way to put it, Mike, is the way that some of my coworkers at Fox used to say when we'd play Tech Mobile. We had a Tech Mobile league, and there was a saying called, "This is just a fancy coin flipping machine." That's all the NFL is. It's just a fancy coin flipping machine. Just flip a fucking coin. That's basically what it comes down to, especially this early on. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm enjoying it. I think there's just so much entertainment around the fact that there's these upsets. It's compelling football.
I would agree with you on the coin flip league, with the exception of 2 teams, and that is the Saints and the Panthers. I don't know if you've looked at any of the stats around this year, 2 weeks in. Granted, 2 weeks in, there's a lot of season left.
A lot of
people are pointing out in the comments. The Bengals always start 0-2. Gabe pointing out they started 0-2 the last 5 years. Bengals always start 0-2. But the Saints
hold
are
on.
2-0.
5 years it's been that? 0-2 for
they always start 0-2.
Zach Taylor, what the fuck,
it's
bro?
brutal.
So basically, if they just win one of their first 2 games, they're probably going to win a Super Bowl, because that's all that's been missing is not starting 0-2.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Right, yeah.
That and Burrow collapsing like a China doll midway through the season too. That also would help them potentially win a Super Bowl. But the Saints have been on a tear. I saw a stat at one point, like 15 straight drives, and they scored on all 15 drives. They currently are 2-0 with a point differential of 60 points. At the other end of that division is the Panthers, who are 0-2 with a point differential of minus 62 points. There is 120 points separating the top of that division and the bottom, and it is amazing to me, Mookie. The Panthers are in a free fall. They've benched Bryce. They're bringing in the Red Rifle. Andy Dalton is back. What do you make about benching Bryce Young at this point?
Look, I really thought they should have started him on the bench to start this year. Like, they should have done that, because there's an easier, as Gabe says, comeback if you're on the bench to start in your second year, having Andy take some snaps under the guise of seasoning, right? And then putting him out there and then have him pull him back. But putting him out there as a starter and then pulling it, like, this is, we may not see him start more than 5 more games for the Panthers in his career. Like, I'll go that far. Like, this is not good for that kid, and I feel bad for him. But what it also means, though, Mike, is there's value to be had, because if there's that big of a disparity in the points, I'm going to tell you right now, take the Panthers to cover whenever they play next, because it's not going to be as lopsided as those stats would make you think.
Well, it's not going to be as lopsided because the Red Rifle's back, baby. We got Andy Dalton under center. I'm taking the Panthers money line next game. He's like not that old. I mean, don't be putting him older than me, right?
That's different. You're a normal human. He's an NFL player. It's completely different lifetimes. 45 in NFL years is like 80.
I was going to say, I don't know of any quarterback. Like Tom Brady retired before 45, man. Like that, no quarterback is 45. And anyways, the Panthers are in such a downfall
from broadcasting.
His second time out wasn't as bad. The second week wasn't as bad as the first.
It's just like meh. Like, you've won so many Super Bowls. I would expect more, but he's just a guy. I'm not impressed.
He still needs to find like his cadence. He just isn't. It's not. I think the problem is we're used to Greg Olsen doing such a good job, and Tom Brady's not going to be Greg Olsen. So you got to kind of cut him some slack and give him some time. But with the Panthers in a free
I have
fall,
to cut him some slack. No, get me out of here. I'm going to stand in for Scott. Say no slack to that piece of shit. This is TB12 we're talking about here. We don't like this man. Gotcha, Kaiser.
That's a good point. Tank with a great question. We got to go to this one before I talk about the Panthers being as awful as they are. Will the 2024 Panthers join the 2008 Lions and the 2017 Browns in the 0-16 club? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. I think despite how bad they've started off, I think they eke one out somewhere along the way. I don't think they go 0-17 at this point.
That's what I was going to say. No, they're going to go 0-17. Thanks for keeping up with the lead, Tank. I bet he still thinks they actually kicked the ball off. Burn.
All right. Yeah, sweet burn, Mook. Good. You got it.
There's like some weird lag over here. I've been trying to like throttle my internet because there's like this like pause. I'm like, this is fucking with my head. Maybe I need more beer.
You are definitely delayed. We're stepping over each other. Normally, this is where I can just kick you off to the side until your internet catches up and Scott jumps in. But we're just gonna have to power through, man. The joy of live shows. Let's talk about the Panthers,
you know what?
though.
You could pull Scott's headshot up. I mean, you could still put Scott on the show, right? Like, he just might not have a lot to say.
Tank pointing out, damn it, I just got owned by Mookie.
Yeah, he did.
He's not happy about that.
He shouldn't be. His parents should be embarrassed.
The Panthers are so bad that, do you remember that restaurant that was talking shit to the owner? Like they had a sign that the owner would see on the way to the stadium, and the owner actually came into the restaurant to like talk shit to the guy. They're back. The restaurant is back. They posted a new sign outside of the restaurant that just says Mayfield 2-0, Darnold 2-0, Rule 3-0, Young 0-2, pointing out that David Tepper let Baker Mayfield walk. He let Sam Darnold walk. He let Matt Rule, like, got rid of all of those guys. They have not lost yet this year, and Bryce Young is 0-2 to start the year. This is amazing trolling. I absolutely love this, Mookie. This is great.
That's
this is great.
Savage, bro. Like, although, where's Matt Rule now?
He's in Nebraska. He's coaching
in
Nebraska.
And they look good. They're not just like a week 3-0. Like they may be decent this year. I mean, it's a sick burn because it's #facts, but at the same time, like Darnold at 2-0, like, yeah, congratulations. That's a week 2-0. Mayfield, the Bucks look good. Like, but that was a while ago.
Wait a second. Did you just say Sam Darnold was a week 2-0? Like, they just beat the 49ers. What are you talking about?
They beat the 49ers in Minnesota without CMC. And I mean, take away the 97-yard touchdown pass to Jetta, and Sam Darnold didn't have a great day. Like, he was okay, but like, again, it wasn't like he snatched that victory for them. I'm just saying, like, I've seen a more impressive 2-0 in, like, I don't know, Baker Mayfield.
Sam Darnold threw his completion percentage in that game was 65.4. He threw for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, and a quarterback rating of 109.1.
Right.
In a year where hold on. Patrick Mahomes just threw for $150 this week. Like, against a pretty shitty Cincinnati defense. We have had terrible quarterback play across the league. Sam Darnold just lit up the San Francisco defense, and you're like, he didn't really have that great of a game. He didn't do much.
If you take away that one completion, he had the exact same stat line as Patrick Mahomes.
No, it wasn't like 70 yards to Jetta?
No, it was 97 yards. It was a 97-yard touchdown pass.
It was 97 yards.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, yeah, you take away the...
You got me.
Shit. Dude, I'm a fucking roll today. Woo!
Damn it. I don't like you sliding into this number 2 seat. You got some swagger now. You feel good about yourself. You're making salient points. I'm not a fan of this. We need to get somebody else in here to knock you down a peg.
I'm that operator that rises to the occasion. When nothing's expected of me, I give 0. Sarah putting it well. Where am I? What is happening?
I don't know, Sarah. I don't know what's happening. Tyson tried to get you with a never argue logic with Mookie, but Mookie lawyered me. This is crazy. I don't know how to handle this now. Gabe did say that the restaurant just changed it today. It's something about the red rifle, and I'm stoked now. I can't wait to see what this is. Said he'll send us a picture tomorrow, so look for that on the socials because, dude, I love that this restaurant is like, I know the owner sees these, so I'm just gonna keep going with it. Like, that's such a badass move on their part.
But you know what would be awesome though is that, like, if the story comes out like next week that he actually started taking a different route just because of this. He's like, I just can't. I just don't even want to see it. I don't want to think about it. I know they're gonna do it. Let them have their fun, but I just can't. And he starts taking a different route just to avoid the sign. How do we prove that, though? I guess,
think Tepper? I feel like Tepper is not the type of guy that would be smart enough to do that. He would be like, "Oh, here comes that sign again, son of a bitch! I gotta go past this sign." Like, this dude.
Do you think he drives
smart
himself?
Enough to? I think we talked about this the last sign. No, yeah. I think we decided last time there was a sign story that he does not drive himself, and that he tells the driver to pull over so that he can yell at the restaurant. Like, hang a Yui, we're going back, and then goes in and yells at the host.
You know what? The way that I'm going to imagine that to make it better is I'm going to picture him with a driver in like one of those slingshot vehicles where it's like the tricycle, but the 2 wheels are in the front. There's the one in the back, and it's like the convert. Like, he's riding around in that, but he's got a driver that drives that thing because he's like, I don't know how to fuck with this, but these things are super cool. They're really cool. So there's that take. Getting back to normal.
There's no way. Now I'm picturing David Tepper driving one of those, and I can't get that image.
I gotta be honest. There's a part of me that feels like if I ever gotten one of those, if I like, oh yes, Sarah, we need to see this GIF. Like, send us this video. She said her kid just got laid out at lacrosse practice. That's awesome. I'd be out there yelling at my. So okay, so let's say your kid gets laid out at soccer practice. What are you doing?
Telling him to get up. Like, get up. Get back in there. Why are you crying? We don't cry out here. Go get back in the game. Shake it off. And then I stand there on the sidelines. That's it.
Interesting. I just wouldn't acknowledge him. Like, yeah, that happened. Sorry, I'm over here focused on the players who are out here trying to get better. So the ones laying on the ground.
All right, Mookie, I want to know, out of the 2-0 teams in the NFL, and I'll give you the list here in a second. I want to know who are the ones that you feel most confident in them holding on to this and having a great season, and those that are going to fall apart completely. So let's start in the AFC. You got the Bills, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Steelers, and the Texans. Let's start off with who are the ones you actually believe in to be a true good team that's 2-0 and not a fluky 2-0.
I feel like the Bills are going to get there because I just don't believe in their division.
Fluke. Sorry, they're a fluke. They're not good. The Bills every year we fucking hear about the Bills. Oh, it's the Bills. It's Josh Allen. He's such a great quarterback. Here come the Bills. It's the Bills, and then they fucking flame out in the playoffs.
I guess that's a question. Are you talking Super Bowl teams? Or are you like who's going to make the playoffs?
Who's going to be a good team, like a threat? Who could win it all? Let's do
championship.
Who could win it all?
Okay. I'll give you that on the Bills. I wouldn't pick them to win the title. They're going to make the playoffs for sure, but not the title.
Well, yeah, because they're in a dog shit division. Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Because anybody can make the playoffs when you're going up against the Jets and the Patriots and the Dolphins without Tua. Like that division is just once Tua went down, they might as well have just said, "Congratulations, Bills, on your AFC East championship," because nobody else in that division is worth a shit. Everybody's gonna try to say the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is washed. He looks like a 40-year-old guy who blew out his Achilles. He's washed. It's over. Hang it up.
He absolutely is. This is the first game he threw more than one touchdown pass in I think the last, well, it's funny because it's like the last 8 games, but it's actually like 2 fucking years because he missed the whole season. So, so the Bills, whatever. Bills, blah, over it. I hate to say this, the Chargers might be good. That's scary because
don't do it, Mookie. Don't do it.
I don't think they're going to win the. Fuck, I could see him win the Super Bowl, and it would be awful. They're going to make the playoffs.
Right, I got it. Can we say this? I will put this out there right now. I know we talked about the dog poop bet, and you can't put bets out there if you're not willing to honor them.
Sorry. We got to give it to him. Whitey chiming in to wrap up the Bills talk. Whitey says, quote, "Here come the Bills," end quote, is what Dad used to say while drinking and going through our mail. Hold on. Sorry, go ahead, because
I don't even know what I was talking about.
The Chargers. How you don't want the Chargers to win.
Oh, the poop bet. Okay, listen. So I know we talked about the Florida State poop bet, and we were like, don't make a bet that you're not willing to follow up on, like you're not willing to honor. I will state this plainly. I will state this clearly. Everybody can write this down and hold me to this. If Jim Harbaugh wins the national championship at Michigan and follows it up the following year and wins the Super Bowl, I will never watch football again. I won't do it. So if the Chargers win the Super Bowl, I am never watching football again because I hate everything. I hate everyone. I don't want to watch the sport. Period. End of story. Mark it down. September 17th, 8:29 p.m. If the Chargers win the Super Bowl, I will never watch football again. Done. Are you writing that down, Mookie? Is that what that was?
I just texted the group chat. We know the timestamp of the for the episode. Buddy. Look, I admire.
I'm not doing it. Mookie, do you realize how insufferable Michigan fans will be if Harbaugh wins the national title in Michigan and then wins the Super Bowl the following year in his first year back in the pros? It's too much. I don't want to be around it. It's too toxic. Sign me up for a soccer fan from here on out.
So Rex just gave me a brilliant idea for a movie that we're gonna make, and that's how we're gonna blow up. No, listen, hear me out. What's gonna go down is we're gonna make a movie where you make this claim, right? And you're like, I'll never watch football again. And then you see this comment, and it's like, unless Notre Dame makes the national championship. And then we flash forward in the film, and it's all about the football season where you're hearing from people, and you can see, because you can follow along, you just can't watch the game, and it's like, Notre Dame might make the national championship. And it's like, if they make the national championship, then Mike can watch football again. This is a brilliant idea. Disney will for sure buy this trademark. I'm worried about you.
Okay, so
you can't hedge this bet. That's the thing. This is a big call. You're taking a big swing here, and there's no way to hedge against this. Like when someone puts down, like, what's his name? Mattress Stew or whatever, and he's like 1.2 million on this side. He's hedging. There's no way to hedge yourself out of this, man. Are you sure this is what you want to do? I'm
positive. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying in perpetuity. I'm just saying this year. If the Chargers win the Super Bowl this year, because it will be back-to-back titles in college and the pros for Jim Harbaugh, it will be too much for me to bear, and I will not be able to. I won't be able to stomach watching football. I won't watch it because I won't be able to enjoy it, because the life will have been sucked out of me by Michigan fans across the internet. I don't want to see it. I cannot do it. And Rex, to answer your question, if Notre Dame were to make the national championship after I stopped watching football, I am way too fucking superstitious. I wouldn't be able to watch that game. I'd be like, well, if I watch it, so I can't watch it. I need them to win, so I'm not going to watch it and let them win this game. So yeah, even if Notre Dame wins the national championship or goes to the national championship, could not watch because then it's just the superstition kicking. So stupid.
I'm worried, man.
Jason said your mom could suck the life out of me. Rex, you're one of the normal Michigan fans. I wouldn't really talk about it as Michigan fan. You're not the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Normal Michigan fans are fine. I'm talking about the Michigan. You know what Michigan fans we're talking about when we say something like that. So hold me to it, Mook. Also, I don't think the Chargers are going to make the Super Bowl. I don't believe in the Chargers.
I agree. I don't think they're the favorites.
I think they're a good team, not this year.
I could just see just enough things falling their way, though, that this happens, and then your life is going to be much, much worse. Then you're really going to be yelling at those kids at practice and telling them what you feel. We can't have that. We can't have that.
Anybody else in the AFC you feel good about at 2-0? I mean, the Chiefs, obviously,
I'm just going to be worried about you from now on, honestly, now that there's like this stake in the ground. It's to me, it's the Texans, the Chargers, and the Chiefs out of the AFC at this point. I can see any one of them winning.
Those are good.
Yeah, the Texans. I mean, I think
how about the
a little bit more, but they're figuring stuff out. The talent they have in that squad is absurd. I mean, they should be the ones putting up hundreds of points, but I think they'll figure it out. They're going to be formidable, to say the least, if the defense can keep up with the offense.
How about the 0-2 teams? Who are the 0-2 teams that you think would be the ones that turn it around? So you got the Broncos, the Bengals, the Ravens, and then the entire AFC South except
I was going to say, like, I mean, it's half the fucking conference is 0-2. I guess that's how math should work, except that's not the case in the NFC. So yeah, like, clearly the AFC is either you are have you or have not. I don't know. I wish I could say the Bengals and Ravens will figure it out.
Robert Taylor is correct. It's the Bengals and the Ravens.
I don't know about they could. You're right. They could. They could.
How dare you?
They could.
Dare you? Let's talk NFC then. Let's look at the 2-0 teams there. Who do we feel good about? The Seahawks, the Vikings, the Saints, or the Buccaneers? Any of those that you feel is like legit threats at 2-0?
I should, but I don't. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, at least one of those 4 should be like, yeah, that's a solid team. But man, I don't buy in on any of them, honestly. The Saints, I think I would be the closest to, because I think they've got enough parts that are solid and could actually carry them to a title. Like, quarterback play is a big thing for me. Sam Darnold sucks. He went to USC, period. Maybe the
Mookie,
Bucs.
the Saints have put up 91 points in 2 weeks.
Look,
91 points in 2 weeks.
Played the Cowboys.
The next closest team is the Cardinals with 69, which wow. Didn't see that one coming from Kyler and them boys. Yeah. Doesn't work as well with the lag.
No, it really doesn't. Like, I don't know what. Here's the shitty part too. I'm plugged straight in the fucking router, so this is clearly on Cincinnati Bell at this point. Little dicks. You know what it is? Actually, it's I inherited Scott's internet. It's his fault.
Yeah, there you go. It's that 2-chair. All right, looking at the 0-2 teams in the NFC, Giants, the Rams, and the Panthers. Any of those turn it around and make a deep run?
I mean, I hate to say it, but I actually like the Rams more than I like the Seahawks. Like, that doesn't make no sense. But you know, I think if Nakua is out 4 weeks, if they get him back in a couple of weeks, like I think they can make a run. They just got to get to the playoffs. And I feel like that team has the experience. The people have been there, and the head coach and quarterback, obviously, and they got some young talent. I mean, bro, Kyron Williams is a dog. Like, just give him the fucking ball.
But you don't have the giant behemoth Aaron Donald on the edge anymore, anchoring that defense.
They'll figure it out. I mean, it's only been 2 games. Like, the bigger issue, I think.
I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to go over, but I feel like they're not going to be that great. They've been teetering for a while, and now without Aaron Donald, it's like, I don't have any faith that the Rams will be the ones that. God damn it, Tyson. We'll be the ones that turn it around. Looking at the NFC North, though, that's a tight division. Everybody calling the Lions, but the Vikings are a surprise. But I want to talk about the Packers because, Mookie, did you see the Packers center, Josh Myers, over the weekend? Are you going
to play it? Can we
play if you haven't seen the video, no, we can't play it because it's actual game film. Unless we want the stream shut down, we could potentially do that or get a copyright strike from the NFL. Josh Myers was the center for the Packers. Malik Willis takes a 3rd down snap, scrambles, and then runs out of bounds. And they asked LaFleur after the game, and they were like, what'd you say to Malik after that 3rd down? And he said, I asked him why he didn't throw it. And he said, because Josh threw up all over the ball. The center puked on the ball, and LaFleur asked the ref about it, and the ref was like, yeah, we saw your center throw up on the ball. Next time he does that, do you want us to take him out of the game? And he was like, yeah, please do that, because you can't throw a ball with vomit all over it. Is this the first time you've seen a guy puke on the ball, Mookie? Like, I've seen guys throw up on the field. I've seen him throw it up I've seen cornerbacks puke after getting roasted by a wide receiver, but I've never seen somebody throw up on the ball.
I feel like I've seen him not that way though. Like, it was very unique in that, like, it was, I got to give him credit. Like, it was almost seamless in a way. Like, the centers look down between their legs to find the quarterback. Then they look back up, then maybe look down again and then snap it. It looked like he was just going through his regular motions, except that there was just this projectile vomit going onto the ground, onto the ball. I feel, yeah, Rex, he absolutely did do a Willie Beeman, except I think it worked out quite as well. I feel like I've seen people puke on the ball before, but it's like you said, it's after the play. I've never seen someone puke on the ball during live action, which is awesome.
That's a football guy right there, man. You are a true football guy.
Hell yeah.
You puke on the ball and then snap it back to the quarterback. Like,
right? Like, that takes me back to Mark Schlereth always talking about how he used to piss himself on the field because he was like, oh, what does it matter? Like, just got to go. Like, might as well. I'm nasty anyways. Like, it's just like, that's right, bro. Like there you go. That is what we tune in every Sunday to watch. It's just dudes being dudes and being gross.
Let's shift gears a little bit here.
You don't want to read Tyson's comment?
Nope, sure don't. Not gonna happen. I want to talk about Antonio Brown's Twitter account.
Oh, Jesus.
Because if you've been following around, like that Twitter account they say some shit. There's some shit that goes on that Twitter account that is I can't repeat it. I'm not going to read any of the tweets. They do like a cracker of the day. Like there is a lot of shit that goes on Antonio Brown's Twitter account. And it was revealed back in like March that he said he doesn't run his own Twitter account. He had yelled at somebody. I think it was DeMar Hamlin. Like the Antonio Brown Twitter account posted something about DeMar Hamlin not really being dead or faking his death or something like that. And then DeMar Hamlin called him out on it. And Antonio Brown was like, motherfucker, I don't even run my Twitter account. Like, why are you talking to me about this shit? So there's it's always been out there. Like, who's running Antonio Brown's Twitter account? Who's running Antonio Brown? Well, there was a guy that posted on Twitter this week outing the person who runs Antonio Brown's Twitter account. Mookie, do you know who this is that runs the Twitter account? Have you seen this story?
It's Antonio Brown.
It is not Antonio Brown. Now I want you to think through Antonio Brown's Twitter account. Think of some of the tweets that he's put out there, some of the things that he's said, some of the word choices that have been used, and then imagine this kid typing it up. Jacob Ammerman, who is a college basketball coach. He's a video coordinator at UCF, lists himself as a social media influencer on Twitter. This is the kid that supposedly is running Antonio Brown's Twitter account. He looks like, first of all, he looks like he's 12 in this Twitter picture. He looks like he's about 12 years old. Very white kid. Like this kid, this kid is suburban white. He's a white dude. And that makes for some interesting conversations to be had about Antonio Brown's Twitter account now. Like, Mookie, how do you feel seeing this face and then thinking about those Twitter posts?
I'm just ready to choke a bitch, man. Like, how does that motherfucker have 25,000 followers and we're scraping like 250? Like, what the hell? God damn it. This is bullshit.
He's white as man.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
this kid.
Look at that suit jacket. Like, you can tell that's one of those like 90s throwback suit coats where it's like the shoulders are wide as fuck. Like, God damn it.
I gotta be honest though, looking at this kid's face, like this kid's face looks like somebody who drops the hard R and doesn't see a problem with it. He's like, what? Why not? Like, that's what this kid's face looks like. And he's apparently out here running the account. Hooey. I mean,
is it okay because he's being paid to do it? Is like that a thing? Like, what that? This is just
It all feels icky.
Yeah,
it feels really icky.
But also the exact right level of uncomfortableness you would expect from Antonio Brown's Twitter experience. Like, also kind of feels on brand to feel like cringe and just be like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. But we will. Because I just like want to know, where does he source his inspiration from for some of this stuff, you know? Also, how do we know this is this? Like, how did this kid get outed? What was the connection? Give me the journalism behind this investigation.
There was a Twitter account that the guy just brought up the information. He said, I can tell you who's behind Antonio Twitter's account, and I know because I've interacted with him. It's this guy, and he posted the handle, which is funny because then a few minutes later he tweeted out, just got a FaceTime call from Antonio Brown. He confirmed that is not who runs. He runs his own Twitter account, which everybody was like, oh, okay, I guess the check cleared. Like, Antonio Brown was like, dude, you can't out that guy like that. And go back out and say, you didn't, I'll throw you a little extra. So it was like a very quick retractment about that, which, come on, man, that makes it even more suspicious in my eyes.
Things I didn't have on my bingo card. I'll tell you that. Like this.
Rex said, this kid is the guy on game dropping all the slurs, but you back hack him and he's crying and shaking in his boots. Oh, shit. There you go. Antonio Brown's Twitter account run by Jacob with a Y. That's how you know this kid's a douchebag. His name's Jacob and he spells it with a Y.
Which, again, I almost don't fault him for, because if that's his name, like, he probably didn't stand a chance at all. Like, ugh.
You gotta go by your middle name if you're Jacob with a Y, right? Like,
absolutely.
You can't go by
yeah,
Jacob.
or at least turn into like JC or something, right? You know what I mean? Like Jacob Christopher, and just do the abbreviation thing.
Yep, that's a good call. That's the way to do it.
Another
Mookie,
question.
do you want to do a fantasy?
Sure, except I would love to know how Antonio Brown and this kid met each other. Like, how did they become business partners? We'll say, like, that's got to be a hell of a story too.
Yeah, that leaves that is some open-ended questions that I did not Google.
You didn't read the article?
Reading the headline of the story.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fantasy Football Minute's gonna be.
Do I need more than, hey, this white kid is running Antonio Brown's Twitter account according to people on the internet? What else is needed? What other in-depth, like, do we really need to go down and verify? No, that's enough of a story to spark a 5-minute discussion.
I mean, again, I feel bad for the kid because he was born on Christmas Eve. Like, that's got to suck presents all wise, right? Like, no way you get as much shit that way.
I think Antonio Brown Jr. is supposed to be going to UCF. I think that might be where the connection started.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sense. Yeah.
He's been at Antonio Brown has been to UCF. I mean, he's in that area, so he's been around the program. So I think that's where this is all coming from. All right, Mookie, I'll give you the opportunity. I know it's not the same without Scott here. Do you want a minute to talk fantasy football this week, or do you want to skip your fantasy football minute and give everybody a break from your blabbering about your team that only you really care about?
It was not a good week fantasy wise, so I don't know. We're kind of just licking our wounds and recovering here. Man, I hate the projections in fantasy football. That's the shit that gets me too. You know what I mean? They're like, this guy's going to get 18 points. He gets fucking 2. It's like, what good is this shit? I don't care. Can we talk soccer instead? Is that an option? Because that would actually like make more sense to me, is if we could talk about something that was actually compelling. Like, I'd see now that I saw it, I froze. This is where I struggle with this minute, is getting motivated to just waste everybody's time. Quarterback play is tough because, again, I really thought I was going to see a lot more out of CJ Stroud, and he's just not put up the numbers. That's the kicker, right? They can play well and win football games, but that doesn't mean they're playing well fantasy wise. And it really is difficult to balance those two and figure out the right strategy of, okay, what are we targeting? Is it a weak team against a good team? I got nothing, man.
Moving on.
There you go. There was your fantasy football minute where Mookie flailed and flopped for 60 seconds to try to fill. I know it's a lot harder with just you, Mookie. I appreciate you giving it a go there. I hate that you wanted to bail on it 17 seconds in. That was probably a problem there. Rex says he's got a soccer question for me. We could go to soccer real quick and then come back to football to talk college football. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and transition. Let's since Scott's not here, nobody can complain about it. Let's go ahead and talk a little soccer. Or not play the drop. Wow. Play it, Mookie.
I've clicked.
He's not playing.
Are you serious? Okay, went that.
There
time.
we go.
Maybe this is on
good
stream.
Lord. That was embarrassing. It might be. Rex wanting to know, why didn't I just choose to follow Wrexham? I am following Wrexham. Wrexham, but I was looking for an EPL team. Wrexham isn't in the EPL, so I was looking at like the top tier league there, and that's why I chose Tottenham. And I'm learning that was a poor choice on my part. Typical Burlon fandom following me on that one. But it is what it is, right? It's fine. But I have been following Wrexham. I like them. It's fun. Did you see their fans, Mookie, giving Tom Brady all the shit over the weekend?
No, because I've got better soccer to watch. But what did they do? Because I'm all for making fun of TB12.
So Wrexham was playing a team that is partially owned by Tom Brady over the weekend, and Tom Brady was going to the game because it was Wrexham and it's Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds recruited Eli Manning to pose in pictures with a Wrexham jersey to troll Tom Brady, since he's the only quarterback to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. So they had Eli Manning on the Wrexham side. Tom Brady showed up to the game, and as he was walking along the pitch, the Wrexham fans started singing, "Who the fuck are you?" to Tom Brady. And I was like, that's good old-fashioned English football fandom right there, or Welsh football fandom. It's a classic trolling move.
I mean, it's what he deserves too. Like, because who the fuck is he? Like, yeah, congratulations, you won the inferior football championship. Why do you think that's earned
come
you
on, man?
here?
How can you shit on? Wait, how can you shit on a team that's like? Hold on. State your claim again. He won the inferior football championship.
Tom Brady's football championships, aka American football, are by far inferior to soccer championships, the true and by far superior football.
Yeah, I was right to stop you and call you an asshole for that, because I don't like this soccer talk, Mookie. I don't like that you're making me not like soccer, because I like soccer. I've become a very good fan, but I don't like this. I don't feel good about this.
We'll ease you into it. Don't worry. It's going to take a little time, and it's going to be really helpful when the Chargers win the Super Bowl this year and you can't watch football anymore, and so you're going to have to watch this crap. But yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised that's all they did though to Tom Brady. Like that, I feel like that's letting him off light with some of the chants and stuff that people come up with, because I'm pretty sure there wasn't like, oh shit, that's Tom Brady. Everyone in town knew probably the whole week leading into it, so they had time to get more creative, and they chose to take it easy on him.
Those fans are nuts, man. Like going to Hell is Real this weekend and hearing the chants for FC Cincinnati, and then hearing the chants for like EPL teams. I'm like, man, MLS is whack. Like,
yeah.
we're not calling anybody's mom's a cunt. We're not like telling people to like go hang, like, yeah, it's, man, we got to step our game up here in the States. We need our most creative fans over in the MLS so that we can get good chants like that. We just talking about a dude's.
We need Roy Kent in the Bailey. That's all it is. Like, if we could just get ourselves a Roy Kent equivalent, drop him right in there, he'd have us squared away in 4 matches tops. I will say the Tifo was pretty sick though.
Yeah, the Tifo was pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Which again, I think that's another thing. Like, you don't get that anywhere else in American sports whatsoever, and I just think that's a part of soccer that makes it so awesome.
False. I am calling false. You might not get a Tifo, but you know what you get in American sports? You get a goddamn beer snake, Mookie. And I dare you to try to tell me that a Tifo is better than a beer snake. You can't do it. You can't do it. Beer snakes are way better than Tifos. You know what they don't have in the EPL? They don't have beer snakes. You know what we got in the goddamn States? Beer snakes. Beer snakes trump it all.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah. I honestly, I was like, when you started, and I was expecting you to go with like when they pull like the banner up the student section or whatever, and it's just like the school logo or some shit. But no, you hit me with beer snake. I got that, because see, that is impressive because it requires organization and coordination amongst people, a pretty stiff investment in terms of teamwork. Absolutely right. consumption, right? And a little bit of engineering, right? I mean, it's impressive, and it's it's the spontaneity of it too. I think you get a little something extra with the beer snake, where you just get strangers coming together, as a community. It's
a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful.
The beer snake is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Rex wants to know: Sip, Chug, Drainpour, Lombardi Trophy, Premier League Trophy, World Cup Trophy. Now, these are not like prestige of the title. I'm taking this as strictly the trophy itself. Yeah, the Premier League Trophy, the World Cup Trophy, and the Lombardi Trophy. Sip, Chug, Drainpour.
Well, I'm very clearly going to sip the World Cup Trophy. Like, there is no replacing that. That is the premier trophy in all of sport. Just barely beating out the Stanley Cup. I'm gonna go with damn it, this is hard. I think I'm gonna chug the Premier League trophy and then pour drain the Lombardi. I just feel like there's so many Lombardi trophies out there, and I love the way they do the Premier League trophy with like the ribbons and shit. Just adds another element to it, man. That makes it a little extra special.
It's the crown for me on the Premier League trophy. I like the crown. So I am going to sip the Premier League trophy.
Oh, wow.
I am going to chug the Lombardi trophy. And then that World Cup trophy, get that shit down that drain. That tiny ass little trophy. Nobody gives a shit about a trophy this big. If you're winning a big tournament, the trophy size has to be commensurate to the size of the tournament itself. It's a big deal. It's a big fucking trophy. It's not a big deal. Little trophy. Here's your little tiny little thing that we give to all the kindergartners. I don't care. I know it's so hard to win and blah, blah, blah. And it's gold and it's little. Nobody gives a shit. Drainpour that shit out the world. Give me it. Now, if it was bigger, same trophy, but bigger, it took like 2 hands. You're winning a championship trophy. You have to lift that motherfucker with 2 hands. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mook. Drainpour that shit.
I just need to educate you just a little bit. So get the drop ready. But from bottoms up, the Premier League trophy is worth about $12,000. The Lombardi trophy is worth about $10,000.
Okay.
The World Cup trophy is worth $243,000. So, yeah, we're talking it's about 24 times more valuable than the other two. I'm just saying. From a
guy
pure
A
materials,
is worth $10,000 but has a 10-inch dick. Guy B is worth $12,000 but has an 8-inch dick. Guy C is worth $240,000. He's got a 2-inch dick. Guess what people are more excited about? The big dick. They don't give a shit.
Like, honestly, how many times have you seen rich motherfuckers get smoking hot dudes and chicks because they're rich motherfuckers? Facts. Money is undefeated. You know what age is?
That's not true.
Away? Beauty and penis size. You would never goes away? Money.
That doesn't make any sense at all. What do you mean? You know what doesn't go away? The thing you need to survive and you have to pay for that. Money doesn't go away.
Oh,
your dick size, though.
I just more meant, get shriveled. The performance wanes over time. Like, money will always be able to buy you things. Like, you can't go wrong with that. And to answer Sarah's question, after my 4th consecutive Google here, the Stanley Cup is worth an estimated $23,500. So I'm just saying, man, money can buy a lot of things, including happiness. Facts.
Rex, aren't you glad you made us talk soccer?
Yeah, right. This worked out really well. What did he say? No, shouldn't go there. Also, Tyson asking for some clarification on it too. He's going 2 inches longer, 2 inches wide.
Both. It's a hockey puck. It's just
fuck is it?
Sell out. Sell out? What?
If we're sucking dick for cash, I mean, what else is selling out but that?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Tennessee announced to
tearaway and girth is important. Good to know. Very good to know. Mike, there's a chance for you, man. See what happens when Scott leaves? This is his fault. Piece of ass.
Piece of ass? Did you just call Scott a piece of ass? Pause.
Yeah, because he loved us. Oh, man.
Did you just combine ass and piece of shit and call Scott a piece of ass?
It worked out well, didn't it?
That Scott Kaiser is one piece of ace.
He doesn't have a
Tennessee
dick though.
Tennessee told their season ticket holders that they are raising ticket prices next year by at least 10%. They are adding in at least 10% quote unquote talent fee that's going onto the tickets that's going to help fund revenue sharing for the players. First of all, they're calling it a talent fee. That's my favorite part. But what?
I'm for it, man. Like this
Are we shocked?
Not
are
at
we
all.
shocked? Like people are shocked online. People are shocked online. They're like, I can't believe they would do this. I can't believe they would do this. Did you honestly think the old white guys, when they had to actually start paying the players, weren't going to make us pay the players? Like that's why I was happy with NIL, because that was people who wanted to pay the players, could pay the players. But now all of us are paying the players because the old white guys don't want to pay the players. This sucks because everybody's going to do this. It's going to happen everywhere.
It's murking, that's what it is, man. Like fuck you, pay me, right? Like, what do I care? This was gonna happen one way or another. If it wasn't paying the players, it would be for turf resurfacing or climate change watering or some other dumb shit. They're always going to keep charging more to do what they've been giving us as a product forever. So, you know what? Here's the real question. Out of that 10% or whatever that they're raising it, how much is actually making it to the players? And if it's like Tennessee, that's a state school, don't they have to like publish it so we can check and make sure the players are actually getting it then? That's
well, yeah, this is like legally binding. Like there is like the court cases have said the NCAA has to, the NCAA has to revenue share. Like schools have to revenue share, and they're working out the details as part of the settlement for this lawsuit. But there's states already that have like put things in place. Virginia's done it. Georgia just passed a law that allows schools to consider their players as contract employees to pay them directly. No school's done it. Nobody's actually done it, but the laws are in place that allow them to do that without any repercussion from the NFL. It's all in preparation for this to hit with this revenue model.
Why would there be repercussions from the NFL to have them?
Or the NCAA. God damn it. It's the NCAA.
Okay. All right. Well, no, that's fine. Like, hey, man, because I saw that.
Didn't even
I saw the thing about the Georgia law today, and I was like, okay, but like, so what does that actually mean? And it's just like a formality, really, so that then they can pay these guys? I mean,
it's basically if the school decides like, hey, we're going to go to this model to either A, get out ahead of this and start figuring it out, or B, try to entice guys to come here because we're going to tell them that we're going to offer them a part of the revenue. Like that's something that they could do without the law protecting it. The NCAA could go after them for infractions and all the other bullshit. But now that there's a law in place in those states, the NCAA can't say shit about it. Like those schools could do it. They're not doing it because they don't want to give out the money yet, but they could if they wanted to.
When they're pushed into a corner.
Until they
bet
have to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that what's happening every day at the NCAA offices is just a bunch of people sitting around tossing footballs back and forth, kicking a hacky sack, going like, our days are numbered, but let's just milk it for what it's worth, y'all. Like, let's just enjoy this little staycation that we're getting paid for. Because, I mean, their days are numbered. they're still probably going to be around because, again, like we need someone to organize March Madness. But as we've seen with the CFP, it actually also doesn't really take like the NCAA to do it. There's ways to figure it out and make it happen. So good. About goddamn time. Because I'll tell you what, college football 25 is the shit. And like, I can't believe they robbed us of this for 14 years, man. Have you created your own team on there yet? That is absurd.
No, I haven't created a team. I've done Road to Glory. I finished year 1 of my dynasty where I won 3 games and was a complete disappointment at Kennesaw State. Coach Lou Holtz was at Kennesaw State. I should have just streamed myself playing the game as Lou Holtz, swearing at the TV whenever I threw another fucking interception. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ.
So, all right, tell me this. Where were you throwing interceptions? Was it that buzz zone, that underneath coverage? That shit fucks me up all the time, man.
Yes. A linebacker is not there. Then all of a sudden he pops up out of nowhere and it's a pick 6. And I'm like, where the fuck? That guy wasn't even, he was 20 yards away from the pass. How did that happen? Whatever. I've been
Those
playing
goddamn nerds programming it.
All right. I'm getting better, Mook.
I mean, here's the key. Are you hitting the recruiting trail? Because usually, especially with Kennesaw State, that's a project, right? You got to find your guys that fit your system. You got to build organically. And then you just got to, you got to strike, catch lightning in a bottle 1 year. And then that's your ticket out of there, man.
I got offered the job at Appalachian State. I turned it down.
What? Oh, bro.
Because one,
mistake.
It didn't feel right. I didn't want to Brian Kelly and fail upwards to Appalachian State after a 3-win season. But also, it feels better to have Lou Holtz, because that's the coach that I am. It feels better to have him say Kennesaw State instead of Appalachian State. It's a better word for Lou Holtz to stick with Kennesaw.
That's fair. That definitely plays better on the recruiting trail. I was going to say, if you've ever been to virtual Appy State, it's gorgeous. So I would highly recommend, if that offer comes around, take it to our campus, see what it's about. I think you'll really like what you see.
You know what that sound means, Mookie? It's time to confuse the fuck out of you with the Wise Guys Top 10 and the playoff picture based on that. If you've never seen this before, here's what we do. We look at the rankings on DraftKings for who will win the college football championship, and then we produce our top 10 list based on that, because that is the truest representation of who the best teams in college football are. Not writers, not coaches, Vegas. Vegas decides who the best teams are, and this is how the top 10 should actually be. So here we go. Here is what if the Chargers win when we still play college football? That counts. I can still play college football. I'm not watching football, correct? So I'm going to say it counts, and I can still play college football. But who knows? I'll leave that up to you guys. Maybe I'll let the audience decide. All right, here's our Wise Guys Top 10 for this week. Let's go ahead and bring this one up. At number 10, we have a tie, LSU and Missouri, both at plus 4,000. Number 9, Tennessee, plus 2,500. I thought they'd be higher, Mook.
Yeah, that's first of all, fuck LSU. Okay, let's just start there. How are they at plus 4,000? Second of all, Tennessee's looks so good. How are they only plus 2,500? I'm not going to question Vegas. I would never question Vegas, except what the fuck.
Except I'm questioning Vegas.
Yeah. Exactly.
Something we don't. Penn State, number 8 on our rankings. They are at plus 2,200. Number 7, Miami, plus 2,000. Thought they'd be a little higher. The U would also be like the 3 seed if it all ended right now. And they're only plus 2,000 to win the title. That's kind of shocking. Number 6 is Ole Miss at plus 1,400. Number 5, just out of the top 4, Alabama at plus 1,200. So big shakeup in the AP poll this week, Mookie. See if it carries over to our top 4, because the Wise Guys top 10, top 4 for week 2. Oregon at plus 1,100. Texas, 3rd. A shocking ranking for Texas at 3rd for plus 500 odds to win the national title. Ohio State is at plus 380. Georgia at plus 280. So despite a scare from Kentucky, despite Ohio State not really having to play anybody yet, Texas looking fantastic, Vegas still feels they're the 3rd best odds to win. Mookie, do you agree with Vegas and the Wise Guys top 10?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean,
wow.
When you look at how it all stacks out, like you got to go through Georgia, you got to go through Ohio State, and there's so many other questions with a lot of these other teams. And I know we talked about it early, but Georgia's struggled at Kentucky the last few years. Like, there's just something about that team where they've got their number. Now, clearly they didn't win the game, so it didn't really affect Georgia. But look, the day I start worrying about Georgia is the day they stop having players get in trouble for driving too fast and too reckless. Like, when that started actually falling apart, then I'll worry about Georgia. But until then, they're rolling, man. It was like 49 games in a row they've won now. It's something crazy. And why wouldn't they win the title? Point to one reason.
That can't be correct. I don't believe your stat is correct in how many games they've won in a row.
Yeah, it's like a high number. 30 something.
I think it was a high number. I don't think it is a high number anymore.
What do you mean? Georgia won this weekend.
We'll fact check that for you.
All right.
We'll get into
there. That's
we'll
6.
All right. So there is your Wise Guys top 10 for week 2. Looking at the playoff
39.
picture.
Nope, that's wrong.
Yep, that sounds about
41.
Wrong. Are you sure about that?
3 days ago.
Sure, they won 41.
3 days ago, there was an article posted saying, "Can the Cats end Georgia's 41 regular season game win streak?"
Regular season. There's the clarifier that was missing. You said they've won 40 some games in a row. I was like, that can't be possible because they did not win the national championship last year. So your statement was incorrect.
Yeah, but that's not how I was
regular
season, so it's fine.
Regular season, I wouldn't have jumped in. I had to. Thank you, Shitty. Shitty speaks Mookie, apparently, where he said he's quoting how many SEC regular season games they've won in a row.
I'm sorry for your loss there, Shitty, if that's the case.
Thank you, Shitty, for this the deciphering there. If we check our playoff picture based on our rankings, based on the Wise Guys top 10 and the odds to win, no change from last week, everybody. It's literally the same. Georgia, Ohio State, the U and Utah are your top 4 seeds. Texas versus Boise State in the 5-12 line. Oregon versus LSU in the 6-11 line. Ole Miss versus Penn State in the 8-9 line. And Bama versus Tennessee in the 7-10 line.
Utah,
nothing really exciting.
That's still weird. I don't buy it. They're a 2-0 team like the Vikings.
But that's the thing. They're likely the Big 12 champs, and they're going to get whoever wins the Big 12 gets that 4 seed essentially is what they're saying. What this is telling you, Mookie, and I know we get confused. We get confused by this all the time. So let's put it in this term. SEC champ number 1, Big 10 champ number 2, ACC champ number 3, Big 12 champ number 4, Group of 5 champ number 12. Everybody else ranked around like 2 through 10, the rest of the spaces. That's the playoffs, man.
I just don't think you're going to see a Utah team in that line. Like, Notre Dame has a lot of chances for good wins the rest of this year. They're going to make a push, and I don't think Utah's got the staying power.
Notre Dame can't be number 4. That's reserved for conference champions only. The highest Notre Dame. Notre Dame could be undefeated, number 1 in the country in the AP, number 1 in the coaches poll, number 1 in the CFB rankings. They can get no higher than a 5 seed. It is reserved for conference champions, the 1 through 4 seeds. So yes, Utah would be on the 4 seed.
That's not how seeds work. Like, you seed the best teams, right? Isn't that? I mean, do we? You know what? You know who would know is Joe Lombardi. We should ask him. He's like real into this shit.
How have we been doing this for 2 years, Mookie, and you still don't get it? You don't understand the college football playoffs. Haven't you been playing college football 25? You don't get how the playoffs work?
Oh, yeah. I'm just always the 1 seed, and I win all the games. Like, I don't know what, like...
Then you're not playing as Notre Dame. You're not playing as Notre Dame if you're the 1 seed, unless you've put Notre Dame in a conference. Did you put Notre Dame in a conference?
Well, I'm the starting quarterback, so it's really not up to me. Like, I just go out there and throw the ball, man. I win 12 games.
He said, I don't want to speak Mookie anymore. Biscuit said, I got here late for this. I'm sorry, Biscuit. It's Mookie not understanding the college football playoffs for the fucking millionth time on this show. Mook,
and like what the Boise State, like why are we so in love with giving the Western states a chance? Like they're not going to win the title. Can we get a more fitting team in those spots?
The Group of 5 champion.
Like I don't see a Nebraska anywhere on here, but we're going 12 teams deep. Like Jesus, at least give them a shout.
I'm holding it in. I am holding it in. I'm not getting mad. I'm not yelling. I'm calm. This is a newer, calm Mike at 40 years old, not one who's going to fly off the handle and yell at Mookie for not understanding the college football playoffs fucking again every goddamn time we do this segment.
Well, if it's
not gonna do it, I'm not gonna get
that. Easier to follow. People moving conferences and all this stuff. Back in my day, you were in a conference and you liked it.
What the fuck does that mean?
There's none of this going out there, having chats with other conferences, talking to some, the Midwest Conference, seeing if they want to, like, the Mountain West Conference, get together and, like, redo a Pac-12. It'll be a Pac-6, because there's only 6 of us now on the Pacific side. Like, no, you were in a conference. You stuck with it. That was that. Done.
I don't think that's the case at all. Like not even close. I think as far back as conferences have existed, there's been conference realignments and shifting and adding teams and removing teams and switching teams like that. That's just a thing that's always been there, Mook. That's not new this year.
Not quite like this. Not quite like this. I mean, again, and like Rex said too, you signed a contract to play for a school and you didn't transfer. You honored that contract. You didn't break it and go to another place that might be able to pay you more for your services on a free market. No, you stuck it out. And you're absolutely right, Sarah. Notre Dame never has been conference. And that's exactly why we still aren't. Because, gosh darn it, we understand the way things were, the way they're going to be.
This has been your old man moment of the show.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Did it cut off? Did it cut off on me? I feel like it
I heard the whole thing over here, which just like wraps that up in such a neat, tidy bow. It's beautiful. But to put a bow on this segment here, we're still in alignment though.
Put a bow on the bow. Okay,
bow on the bow. It's Georgia, Ohio State in the title, right?
Yeah, Georgia, Ohio State.
Yeah, nothing changed.
That's it.
Okay. Cool.
Mark it down. All right, let's shift gears, Mookie, because I'm kind of excited that we get to play this drop again. Let's talk a little Olympics. I'm getting no drops. It's not playing on my side. I'm not seeing it come through. I have no idea if the crowd is seeing the drop.
You should just do it again, then, just to be sure.
Okay.
I think the best part is you can tell by the way she runs, she's not athletic, right? So she's not someone who's like hurt themselves before and can like work their way through it. This probably destroyed this woman's month. Thank you, Tank, for confirming they're seeing drops.
Yeah, Tank and Rex confirming that it's playing. Must be. I got Mookie's internet over here. So Mook, you know the whole story with Jordan Chiles, right? Having to give back the bronze medal.
Yeah.
Banana land, right? So they file a protest after the routine. That Jordan Chiles is awarded the bronze medal. It's a big deal. Then they file a protest to the protest. The Romanians file a protest to the protest. The court orders Jordan Chiles to give her medal back and saying that the protest was not filed within the appropriate amount of time. There's a minute time limit before you can, before it's no longer a protest and is not valid. However, there's new evidence, Mook.
Mm-hmm.
According to sources, Simone Biles' documentary that's on Netflix has footage that shows right after Jordan Chiles' score is posted, her coach says, inquiry for Jordan, and like makes eye contact with an official, receives some notification that the official heard her and the inquiry, and they're like, this is it. She should get her medal back because clearly it's been enough time. So they have now filed with the court to try to get a reversal on the reversal to get that bronze medal back where it belongs. Mookie, are we seeing Jordan Chiles get her bronze medal back now?
No.
Oh, what?
She should, but like
What?
I have zero faith in these stuffy fucking gymnastics people. They're gonna fuck it up. There's no way they're gonna get this right. They should.
There's proof though. There's video proof.
There was proof before this, and they still said no. Like at this point, fuck those people. We don't need your medal. We'll make our own medal in Olympics, and then we don't need them anymore. Just like we did with the NCAA, we'll do it with you too, IOC.
So you want America to break out and just do their own Olympics from now on?
Yeah, like Central Florida was onto something, right? Like, you know what? You won't let me play in your tournament. I'm going to make my own title that I'm going to win. Damn it. Oh, this does change some things. Rec pointing out if she does, then America wins the medal.
Yes, because we tied China. No, wait, hold on. Didn't we tie China in golds and we won because of the tiebreaker?
Oh, yeah, we
Jordan's
smacked
with
the hell out of them, the total. Yeah. It won't break the tie. So we're still tied with China. So we need to figure out a way to get one of those gold medals. We got to find that pole vaulter that was like, "No, I don't want to split. I want to go for it." And then he got a silver. Son of a bitch. It's his fault. What?
He just split the gold. You don't remember that story?
Nah, I missed that one.
It wasn't a pole vaulter. I'm sorry. It was a high jumper. And in high jump, after so many jumps, they were tied, and they were like, "Well, you guys could just both get the gold, or we could go to a jump off." And they were like, "We want to go for the gold." And then we came in second place, and we missed out on the outright medal count by one.
And we left that guy in France, right? Like his ass shouldn't have brought. They should have brought him home.
Should have.
Yeah,
Biscuit said Flavor Flav already gave her a bronze clock. They can't take away.
Dude, that thing is sick too.
Thank you, Sarah. Sarah said we did have a whole segment on the losing out the gold,
but
they decided.
That's because but there's new evidence, except no, there's not. Like there is no new evidence. There's new evidence about a bronze.
No, we had a whole segment on the high jumper that bailed on the gold, and you forget that we had that segment. The high jump story that I just told you. I'm pretty sure you were.
I don't know.
Pretty sure. Let's talk baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think we can prove that. Mook, the Mets. Do you know the story of the Mets and Grimace? Are you aware of this without Scott being here to tell you?
Not a damn clue. I know the White Sox are on a 2-game winning streak, and it pisses me off, but that's all the baseball that I know. DraftKings finally figured out to stop sending me Oakland A's props too. Like took all goddamn.
Nice. Now you're getting the White Sox props.
Now I'm getting the White Sox.
So back in June, the Mets had Grimace throw out the first pitch. And since then, the Mets have been on an absolute tear. They were like floundering in their division, looking like the season was lost. And since they had Grimace throw out the first pitch, they won that game like 10-4 and then have gone on a tear since. They're fighting for the last wild card spot against the Braves. So they have turned their season around. And most Mets fans thank Grimace for doing that. Grimace has become like an unofficial mascot for the Mets. So at Shea Stadium or Citi Field or whatever it's called now, in section 302, row 6, seat 12, to commemorate 6/12 when Grimace threw out the first pitch. Now they got a purple chair that's signed by Grimace. So there is one seat in the middle of the bleachers that is the Grimace seat that they are hoping will bring good luck for the rest of the season. Mookie, your head is in your hands on this one. You're not on board with the Grimace seat?
Like he's no Gritty, thank Jesus. But like, come on, Mets. Oh my God. Like, if this is what passes for entertainment in baseball, like that just sums it up.
It's not entertainment. It's good luck. Like, it's a good luck charm that they have the purple seat. They've got the Grimace seat, and it's autographed, and he's got his cute little autograph on there. Like, that's going to be a big ticket everybody wants to get now. Is like that section is going to fill up because everybody's fighting for the Grimace seat.
Yeah. Good for them. Good for them.
Oh,
I hope it works out well.
Why are you so against fun? It's fun. It's goofy. It's silly.
It's for the kids, right? Like, it's for the kids. You know what? Good for the kids. They're gonna have a lot of fun with it. Good for them.
Back in my day, all the seats were green, and we liked it.
I just don't give a shit. All I know is that, like, if I was at the ballpark and I saw this, I'd be like, okay, fine. Just like, don't get in my way. Like, do whatever you want to do. That's fine. Like, just boy. Like, where the hell did Grimace come from, first of all? Like, when was the last time you had saw or thought of Grimace before this moment?
Like a year ago when the Grimace shake thing was a big trending thing on TikTok. You don't remember Grimace shake?
That was not for my page, no.
What is your For You page like, Mookie? Because I want to. You mentioned this earlier today because I was talking about the Nutter Butter TikTok and how unhinged that TikTok is. What is your For You page like? I got to know what comes across Mookie's feed.
All right, so first it's a 5 drills for strikers from Prolific Soccer. And then it's an English Football League highlight. It is a ad for a ratchet set. Actually, it's pretty handy. Me since I became a union rep at my building. It looks like this lady is a teacher who is a teacher's union rep at her school. And then someone trying to get their Bernese Mountain Dog inside of the house when it's hot outside. And a small
I saw that one.
High,
that
high
one made me laugh.
Games. Like,
that was a good one.
That's
is that the one about Ironton? I saw that one. That one.
That shit too. Yeah, Ironton. Right in New York. There it is. There's the 4. That's my page.
The dog one made me laugh last night when that dog would just kept biting his owner's hand, trying to get off the couch outside. But yeah, then I saw Ironton and I was like, fucking Ironton, man. But then I had a TikTok come across my For You page today, and I got to be honest, I wasn't expecting what I saw at 7:00 in the morning. It was weird, man.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening here, Mook? I don't know what this TikTok is.
Oh, yeah.
It's the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the official Nutter Butter TikTok account, and it makes no sense. No sense whatsoever.
Like, are Nutter Butters hurting? Like, did they need this publicity? Like, is this a desperate attempt at saving their company? Or I think Matt Barr said in the group chat that he thinks it's just a free way to trip acid on TikTok. Like, also, who's Aiden and is he okay?
Somebody is getting. Yeah, poor Aiden. That was a pretty weird thing.
And I think the most disturbing part is this shit works because now I want Nutter Butter. Like, bad. Like, I had like
Rex saying that's a nightmare waiting to happen. Rex, you want a nightmare waiting to happen? You got to see this one, where the scrolling pictures look like a murder scene, where with like this creepy music. There's peanut butter sprayed over a dollhouse, and Nutter Butter's like laying in bed. Bro, this is none of this is right. the weirdest thing I've ever seen on the internet, and I've seen a lot of weird stuff on the internet. So this wasn't on your For You page, Mookie?
It wasn't this morning, but I'm terrified now what I'm going to find after Ironton or whatever, considering that seems to be where this shit shows up. Oh no, that's more what I'm talking about right there. Okay.
Go ahead.
No. No.
Miller for three. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
It's a dentist's office where they play pranks on each other. Which to me is like, you know what though? Like that's a good way to go to the dentist. A lot of people are nervous at the dentist. If my whatever hygienal assistants were like playing tricks on each other, I'd be like, all right, cool, I can fuck with this. Like this will be fine.
I don't know if I'd be good with that. I'd be like, can you just like clean my teeth and let me get out of here? Like stop fucking around with each other. Be professional or something. All right, let's do one more story and then we'll get out of here, Mook. It's a golf story.
Playing a game of whack fuck here.
Whack. Mookie, did you know that Live Golf has a relegation system?
Shut up. Like
they do.
Where do they relegate to?
They relegate him just off the Live Golf tour. They have to go to like the Asian tour and try to work their way back up to Live Golf. They're just like done. They call it the drop zone, and they drop 5 golfers they're just like, you know what? You sucked. You're not worth this Saudi money. Get out. Like old school apprentice style. Like you're fired. Get out of here. You are the weakest link. Done. Bubba Watson is in the relegation zone this year.
Yes. Now this is the drama we needed. Like they just made golf fun again.
Bubba Watson, former Masters champion, is being relegated. Now there are things in place where somebody can appeal their relegation, and it goes to like a decision-making body at Live Golf, and they have to prove why they should be allowed to stay on tour without being relegated. And Bubba Watson, they're trying to decide what's going to happen with him. Like he's coming off of a knee surgery. Does he try to appeal this decision? Does he just take the boatload of money that he's made from Live Golf already and just ride off into the sunset? Does he try to go back on the PGA Tour? Nobody knows what's going to happen, and I am here for all of it. Any of the options, pick an option. I'm great with how it turns out.
When does the behind the scenes Hard Knocks special go on Hulu plus Live TV? Because like I'm gonna need to watch that. Like I would tune in for that shit once a week just to watch the behind the scenes of Bubba sweating this shit out. How well? So is it he's got the whole season to get out of the zone, or is there like a deadline approaching? Because golf season's
over. Season's over. It's
so
done.
He ended in the drop zone.
He is in the drop zone. Yes. So it's like, does Bubba appeal this, or does he walk away? And like I said, I'm fine with either one.
Well, then even better. Like, I want to see him go in and pitch his case like Shark Tank style, right? Of like why he should stay on the Live Golf Tour. Like that would make for great TV too. This is genius.
I kind of wish the PGA Tour would do this and just relegate people to the Korn Ferry Tour and like bring up promote people from the Korn Ferry Tour. We need this in all sports, Mookie. This is where I will agree with you that soccer's got it right. Promotion and relegation is the shit, man. Yes, it makes it so much more fun. And you don't have teams tanking for the first draft pick.
And I think it just keeps the season more compelling without needing to get super like funky with your draft. Like why make that the thing? Man, I love the appeal angle of it. Like, that's awesome. Like, I'm assuming at some point when they make their decision, they're going to come out and be like, well, this is the argument that Bubba made to stay on the tour. And this is why we said you're full of shit.
I feel like if he appeals it and they deny it, they're just going to say an appeal was filed and was denied. Bubba Watson is relegated. But if he makes it, they're going to have to be like, he made this case to come back on the tour. And we agree. Bubba Watson, he really drives that bottom dollar.
Right. Yeah. He's very well. Like, I am curious. Like, he had knee surgery, right? And was out injured. Like, I feel like that's a pretty strong case right there alone. Maybe.
Nah, they're gonna be like, yeah, you're old and you're coming off a knee surgery. We don't need you. We'll pay some other kid the cash on this one from our blood money that we have. All right, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking.
Oh man, yeah,
they're all right. Talk about these beers, Mookie. What was in your mug tonight? Dog or no dog?
Robbers from the Great Up North, another wonderful Canadian beer. This one from Jesus, where the fuck? I don't know. Canada. Double Trouble Brewing Company in London, Ontario. There you go. Absolute dog. It foamed all over the place and made a mess. But you know what? Sometimes you got to get messy to have a little fun. So I highly recommend it. And I can't wait to hear what Mike thinks about it when he has his can later on in the show. Next week.
Not tomorrow, next week.
Next
tomorrow.
Week. There you
go. Tomorrow's show, which is next week, like tomorrow in show terms.
Did you know?
Next week.
Tomorrow's yesterday.
Yeah.
It's deep shit.
Catch them deep shit, Drew. I was drinking Van Full of Weirdos Juicy IPA. Great can art of this one, even though chroma keyed out. Dog. Big time dog. Like this beer a lot. It was a nice juicy IPA. Canada makes some good beers. Yeah, I thought it was just Molson up there. There's more than just Molson. Crazy. Crazy world we're living in.
Go figure. Yeah. Crazy world. A lot of smells, man.
Mookie, the two of us, you know what we just did? We put out a show.
This is a show.
This was a show. This was a show. We did it, though. We held it down, bro.
Yep.
Congrats to you. You started off real strong. I think.
Real fast, you know. Just story of my life. 2 pump chump. You know what? Whatever. Gets the job done, though.
You came out, I was like, Mookie's got this. We got this on lock. Oh, fuck. There it goes. It's gone. We go back up. Well, it was a good run while we had it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, though. We really appreciate it. If you like the show, you got a friend that would like the show, hit that share button, click the link, send it to him, be like, go check these guys out. It's super funny. It's a good time. Good hang. And tell your friends, because that's the only way we're going to grow it. So help us out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell a friend to subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep that growing. You can follow us on all the social media platforms. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Crafty Sports. You can join the Facebook group. It's kind of fun in there. It's basically the comment section come to life. The show in between the show, the fourth host, the comment section. So go join that. It's the only reason to have Facebook still. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. Tons of awesome podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. So go check them out, rate, review. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
You'll never walk alone. Horns up.
Messed it up, man.
Yep.
You want to try it again? Do it again.
You'll never walk alone. Horns up.
And strong. I don't know much about your show or what's going on,